is send your employment certification form to Fed Loan Servicing for processing. Again, the address is on the form on the top of page 4. Pay attention to correspondence from your current loan servicer who will be still sending you bills, and from Fed Loan Servicing. So make sure to provide an address and contact information for any of these organizations that is current and up to date and that you can access, so that you can make sure that you're keeping up with the correspondence and they can get in touch with you if need be. So we've covered a lot today, so I'm just going to review some important tips and before we get to questions. So first, call your servicer. Loan servicers are paid by the Department of Education to help guide you through these options. Make them do their jobs and hold them accountable to helping you navigate this system, right? Second, your servicer is giving your, if your servicer is giving you inaccurate information or is trying to talk you out of applying for these programs, you should file a complaint with the State Attorney General and the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau immediately. Chris is going to talk a little bit about the lawsuit that we have against Navient because they were not giving folks correct advice. So he's going to talk a little bit about that. And if you have Navient and you've had a similar situation, we would love to have you join that lawsuit as well. Then again, you must recertify your income for income-driven repayment plans every year. I don't know about you all, but like Google calendars are like my thing in my life. And that is the only way that I keep track of myself personally. So set reminders, set links, set reminders for yourself and don't just let your servicer give you this information. So if you do not recertify your income every year, you will remain enrolled in an income-driven repayment plan, but your monthly payment will revert back to the 10-year standard repayment plan. And remember, you should recertify your income immediately if your income goes down. Again, I'm looking at, adjunct faculty when I say that, right? If your income goes down at any point in the year, you should recertify. There is no penalty to recertifying every time your income changes, whether it goes up or down. So you should be doing that every time. We recommend that you recertify for public service loan forgiveness eligibility at least annually. Doing so will allow you to keep track of how many qualifying payments you have towards public service loan forgiveness and allow you to catch any problems before they derail you. Fed Loan Servicing will notify you on how many qualifying payments you've made each time you send in the form, even though we recognize Fed Loan Servicing may not respond in a timely manner. As a reminder, the free summer student loan program will help you stay on top of your annual certifications for both income-driven repayment plans and public service loan forgiveness. And last but not least, as every union rep has ever told me in my life, keep track of everything, right? Document everything that happens. Many people disagree with Fed Loan Servicing about how many qualifying payments they've made. If you're one of those people doing really good work out in the world and you're counting on this program, do not trust them to tell you exactly what you've been doing. Print everything, ask for written certification, keep your own accounts of payments, and public service loan forgiveness is only effective as people who carry the program out. So you should expect that you'll need to hold them accountable as well. So next, I'm just going to share a couple of other important resources. We want to recommend 2 more things before moving on to Q&A. First, you can find and share more information that we've covered today on our companion website, forgivemystudentdebt.gov or .org. You can find this and other resources in the slides that we covered here. And then again, we will share access to this PowerPoint as well as the resource guides again with folks. Again, we're going to just talk briefly about summer. Actually, Chris, do you want to take on this slide to talk about summer?
Sure. So finally, the last thing we have here is that as an AFT member, you have access for free to Summer, which is an online student loan repayment management platform that you can access on your phone or on your home computer. So as we've mentioned multiple times throughout this program, you can use Summer's online portal to enroll in an income-driven repayment plan and public service loan forgiveness. And you can use it to optimize your repayment options to both minimize loan payments and maximize loan forgiveness with the support of Summer's borrower success team. So additionally, Summer can also help AFT members gain access to other available debt relief options if an income-driven repayment plan and PSLF aren't the right fit, including options that may help you with your private student loans. So these may include state and occupation-specific forgiveness options that we haven't covered here today, and we couldn't cover in a debt clinic because there's simply way too many programs for us to cover. So we've included Summer's website on this slide here, or it's actually the member benefits slide. So again, it's www.aft.org/benefits/summer. You can enroll there. You will need to create a AFT member benefits account. You can do that for free, and you can do it simply by following the instructions there. I'm going to put my contact information in the chat. Some people run into a few hurdles with that, but if you have problems either creating a member benefits account or getting into Summer, let me know and I can work to help resolve that with you. But if you simply go to that page, create an account, and then follow the instructions, you can enroll in Summer. If you are not already an AFT member, what a great reason to join to get access to this member benefit, but also you're adding your name and your voice to creating a stronger union that will not only help us solve problems in our workplace, but also create the conditions for affordable higher education and debt relief, both in the state of California and federally across the United States. So it is a great way to get access to this information, but also to be a part of our growing labor movement. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Valerie.
Great, thank you so much, Chris. Sorry, couldn't find my mute button. So I did post the membership form for State Center Federation of Teachers on the chat. Again, that's really important. Our contact information is also on this slide. So if you aren't able to access it or if you have more questions, feel free to get in touch with us. We also are launching a campaign, our AFT is launching a campaign that's called A New Deal for Higher Education. Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've launched this campaign with the American Association of University Professors, and we're looking to grow it with other groups. But essentially, we are looking to look at the Higher Education Act, which authorizes a lot of the federal funding for higher education, and using the monies in there to create an actual progressive higher education financing stream that allows people to attend higher education, regardless of their ability pays, and also takes care of people who already have student debt. But on top of that, and very relevant to you, is we also want to use this campaign to create the type of employment in higher education that is necessary to provide high quality. So that includes making sure that faculty and staff have stable careers with job security, remuneration, access to benefits. But we're also looking to diversify the ranks of our faculty, diversify the ranks of our students so that we have a higher education system that actually creates and fulfills and meets the needs of a diverse population across our country. So it's a very exciting movement. We're looking at all sorts of federal pieces of legislation and giving advice as they come to fruition. Most significantly in the near term, the American Families Plan, which is the Biden proposal, which has some provisions for free college in it. But we're also kind of the North Star here is the Higher Education Act, which has been due for reauthorization for several years now, but is the big piece of legislation that controls federal funding to higher education. And fixing that is the key to fixing a system of higher education which excludes too many people, and the people it does include leave there oftentimes with unsustainable debt. If our higher education system is actually going to support economic mobility and human liberation, we need to fix that. And so this is one small way that you can help us do that by clicking on that website or going to that website and signing on as a supporter of that campaign.
Great, thank you so much, Chris. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so we can take questions. Oh, we have more people that came in. That's great. Keith or Inez, if you could stop recording so that we could take
recording though, because
Okay.
I really do want people to know about the lawsuit at Navient.
So the AFT, on behalf of certain borrowers, sued Navient, which was at the time the largest student loan servicer in the nation, because in four states that had beneficial consumer protection laws, California being one of them, we discovered that Navient had been completely misleading people about their eligibility for public service loan forgiveness in a way that caused them to miss out on thousands of dollars of debt forgiveness. So that lawsuit is currently, I don't know the status of it. I think we're in negotiations to try to settle it. With the idea being that Navient needs to make whole borrowers who suffered under that, but also to change their procedures to make sure that people who are eligible for public service loan forgiveness aren't misled about these things. So if you are interested in the lawsuit, if you want to send me your information, I can send you, email it to me. I can send you more information on the lawsuit. Again, it's being handled by our legal department and our research department, so it's a little away from the beaten path that I usually tread down. But we are very hopeful that if we can't make people whole, we can at least change the behavior of student loan borrowers who, not only with public service loan forgiveness, but pretty much with the whole servicing industry, have been really shitty to people. And so by taking aim at one of the largest student loan servicers, holding them accountable, we're hoping to create changes that will ripple throughout the system and make servicing a much better experience and much more helpful experience for borrowers than the current servicer experiences.
And we actually found some of the folks that are in the California lawsuit in some of these clinics that we've had. Folks have told us, like, Navient is my servicer, and they told me X, Y, and Z. That's totally different from what you've said. So, we kind of filtered it up the chain to AFT because we knew that this was happening. And that's how we were able to get an active lawsuit. And it looks like potentially a settlement for folks as well. So those are all the different ways that our locals connect to our state affiliates, that connect to our national, and then we're able to kind of fight on all forces, if we will, against some of these predatory practices. All right, folks, any other questions that folks have? We've done a lot of talking this presentation.